In this video, we're going to look at using Google Fonts to make our websites look absolutely amazing. Now, if you've watched the video on styling fonts with CSS, you can see that I've kind of left it off where I was with the H123 and P tag just being a sans serif, so taking away that default serif font. And it looks nice, but let's take it to the next level. So where we're going to need to go is fonts.google.com, or you can Google Google Fonts. Now, once you're on Google Fonts, you'll see a page just full of amazing fonts. Now, in the old days, you weren't really allowed to use so many fonts on your web page. Nobody would see them and it wouldn't look right. And of course, your website would just run slow. Now, you can choose any font you want from Google's own font collection, and anyone in the world who looks at your website is also going to see that font. So how do we choose a font on Google Fonts? Well, you just browse through until you find something that you really quite like so, Anton, and I clicked the plus sign there. If I carry on going, I'm just going to grab a couple more while I'm here, because there's no use me doing one. May as well grab as many fonts as I need. So I'm going to grab Pacifico, which is a really nice font. Let's grab a handwriting font. Let's grab a big heading font, and let's grab this one here. Now, every time I've clicked, you might have seen a small window at the bottom popping up. Let's open that window. You can see that my selection is these 5 fonts here. You can also see that there's 2 sets of code. What do we do with them? So what we're going to do is copy that whole link, which looks suspiciously like our style sheet link. I'm going to copy that, go back to brackets, and I'm going to copy that directly underneath the first link to a style sheet. Now, if you're thinking, well, we've already linked to a style sheet, that's all right. You're allowed to have as many style sheets as you want to in a HTML file. So if you've got 10 style sheets and one HTML file linking to all 10, that's cool. As long as the styles in there are inside your HTML and there's no doubling up of styles, you're okay. In this case, we've got a link to Google Fonts, which is there, and you can see all the fonts that I chose kind of separated by these horizontal lines. So we're good there. If we go back to our Google Fonts, I'm going to copy all of these things which says font family, copy those. I'm going to go to the bottom of my CSS file and just paste them there. Now, you're not really supposed to do that, so it would be useful to save them in a separate file, in a text file somewhere, and kind of keep them safe, because you're going to need them for later. Just for this video, I'm going to paste them there. They won't really do any harm. So how do we get one of these fonts into our website? So let's choose H1. So we're going to go H1, like so, open curly, close curly. I'm going to take the Archivo Black, copy that whole line there, like so, copied, and then paste it inside the H1 tag. You can see immediately that my font has changed up there. So let's take this a little bit further. Let's go to font size and make it 65 pixels, like so. You can see that's really quite nice. And let's also align that in the center. So that's really quite nice. If we just have a look at that web page, you can see that's just a big improvement already. Now, one problem that I've noticed already, as soon as I put that H1 to size 65, it pushed a big space above my header, and also it's not really sitting in the middle. So let's go and fix that now. So my website doesn't look quite nice. So while I'm still in the H1, what I'm going to do is go margin top and put that as 0 pixels. That will immediately take away the space at the top, you can see. And what we're going to do is a line height of around 1 EM. And you can see that doesn't really have an effect. So let's go to 2. That's pretty good, but let's go to 2.5. And I think, yeah, that's pretty good because it's sitting in the center of the header. So that looks quite good. Now, while we're here, we may as well just do the same thing for the paragraph text. So that's P, open, close curlies. And let's go for the Poiret 1 family, which is that one there. So copy that line, and we're going to paste it in. You can see immediately that that's changed there. Let's make the font size here 18 pixels. Actually, no, let's make it 22 so we can actually see it. And let's make the color of that font into a dark blue. which is there. And if I now just zoom in a little bit here, you can see that that has starting to look a little bit more unique and not quite with the default fonts to make it look all boring. And that's how you'd use your Google Fonts in your page to make it look a little bit more unique and not like every other web page on the internet.